This is a special edition of Late Night Health. I'm Mark Alyn. We have a special guest on. His name is Dmitri Leonov. He is the co-founder of Taopatch USA. And we're going to talk about some nanotechnology that is absolutely amazing. This is like Star Wars and Star Trek, Dmitri. It really is, isn't it?
I don't want to brag, but yes, it's just like Star Trek.
Well, you should brag. It's terrific, and the idea is that this can be used for a number of things. The Taopatch itself is used for pain, athletes are using it. Mind fog. I need a big one. All right, for mind fog. I mean, there's a lot of different uses. So let's talk about the history of Taopatch. I know it started in Italy. There are over 250,000 happy people in Italy who are living better, healthier, happier lives. Explain to us what Taopatch actually is. And if you have one, you can show it.
Yeah, I do. So it's a box. It comes in a box like this. Then when you open this box, there's a smaller box like that, and inside that box there are
a Russian doll kind of a box.
Exactly. I was just thinking about that. I actually have a couple of Russian dolls right there. So inside this box there are 3 discs like this. So they
got it.
Like much, but
right. About the size of a dime.
Yeah. They pack quite a punch. So we also, when you receive them, we send you directions of where to place them and adhesives. And so what happens is you can just take the adhesive,
right,
place the patch on top of it, and put it on your body. Now, where does it go? But we'll address that in a second. But first, actually, let me just place it. So what we do is
okay, ladies, get excited.
There's a couple of points. One of them is right at the tip of your sternum, so you place it right there, and the other one is on your lower neck. And those are the basic points that we recommend for everybody, especially in the beginning. So what the history behind Taopatch and what it does. So Taopatch is essentially a combination of 2 things, light therapy and acupuncture. So light therapy is most people don't know about it, but it's a very well-studied form of therapy. I think there are 50,000 studies on PubMed on the concept of light therapy, or it's also called low-level laser therapy. And so the history is the gentleman that discovered it or invented it, his name is Fabio Fontana. He's a biomedical scientist in Italy. And for a decade prior to this, he was studying the negative effects of electromagnetic pollution, or EMF, on the body. One day he had...
And we know about that. I mean, even, cell phones, right, have this electromagnetic, I'll call it radiation. And they think it can affect us, which is why I don't hold the phone to my head. I use headphones of some kind or another, right?
Please don't use the wireless headphones, though.
That's right. It's the same thing.
Same thing.
Right.
A little better, but still the same thing.
Right.
There's a lot. There's a lot to be said about that. Well, and so one day Fabio got into a really bad accident and was in pain and couldn't move. And he tried all the different therapies he could find, and the only one that worked for him was light therapy. And light therapy is basically where you take a laser, a weak laser, and you place it on certain points on your body. Yeah, you don't. Speaking of Star Wars, you don't cut yourself.
You're not cutting off a hand like Luke lost in one of the Star Wars from his dad. Okay, got it.
Exactly.
I told you we were going to have fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So he started using light therapy to heal himself.
Yeah. So he did that, and then what happened is that kind of gave him the idea, or he started getting the idea of combining light therapy with acupuncture. So what Taopatch does is, it essentially, these little discs contain layers of nanocrystals. So it's nanomaterial that essentially can capture the heat from your body, so infrared energy, and convert it into a spectrum of visible light. So it actually glows in the dark when you look at it in the dark, and it's a very faint light. It's not, it's not not a lightsaber, but what happens is when you place it on specific points on your body, it captures the heat from your body and converts it into that light, and it sends that light into your central nervous system via those specific points. And so this is where light therapy comes in. And so this light, the wavelengths of light that it sends are not only similar to low-level laser therapy, light therapy, but they're also similar to the biophotons that your nerve cells use to communicate with each other. And this is a fairly it's not like publicly common knowledge, but it's very well known in medical circles. Our nerve cells not only use electrons to communicate, but they also use photons. And so essentially what happens
photons are light.
Yeah. The biophotons. So it's kind of like a bioluminescent process, right, that sends the photons through your nerve cells. And so what it's doing is it's helping, or it's kind of reminding your central nervous system how it's meant to naturally communicate with the rest of your body. The first thing that it's affecting is your proprioception system, which is essentially, proprioception is kind of the, if you close your eyes and you kind of move your hands, the reason your brain knows where your hands are is because of proprioception. It's kind of the location of your body in space, essentially. And so as a result, the balance and the movements are the first thing that get affected. And so it does wonders for your posture. And we have studies on posture, balance. So you kind of become much more physically balanced.
I looked, the research on this is absolutely staggering. I mean, it's amazing what can be done with the Taopatch. And what impressed me is that a number of kinds of people can use the technology. The first one is just the average person. Maybe you're growing a little bit older and you want better posture. Lots of people are doing that. If you're an athlete, if you work out, that would be another use. And then there are people who have neuromuscular disorders, and we'll talk about that. That would include Bell's palsy, multiple sclerosis, and Parkinson's, among others. Mm-hmm. Let's back up a moment. Dmitri, what's your background? Are you a doctor? Do you have you always been interested in health? What is your story?
Sure. So I'm not a doctor. I'm a business guy. So I started in investment banking before it became like really frowned upon. Then I worked in internet companies for a few years. So I left to start my own startup over a decade ago. Did that for a little while, and then over the last few years, I got really interested in this topic of transformative technology. And so I actually lead the transformative technology organization chapter in Los Angeles. And what the purpose of transformative technologies, and Taopatch is one of them, is how can we use technology to just improve human well-being, and not, a lot of people that kind of come into the movement come from, let's say, online gaming space, which is like using technology for wasting time, in my opinion. Huh. And how can we use it to actually do something good for and improve the human life? And there's quite a few different areas, and nanotechnology is one of them. And so that's kind of how the whole the whole thing came to
the
be.
whole thing came to be. It's widely available through doctors in Italy.
It has been for 7 years.
It has been for 7 years.
Yeah.
And it can be used in this country. You can buy it direct. You don't need a doc. What kinds of feedback are you getting? I mean, there's tons of great testimonials on your website, which is up right now. And if you go to the website, by the way, there's some special deals going on because they do have a fundraising campaign with Indiegogo. And I think that you should, take a look at this. If you have any kind of condition and you just want to feel better. I want to talk about the brain fog. I mean, I find that interesting, but you have some information on screen right now. You can go there. You can find out what the Indiegogo campaign is doing and all about, and how you can get your own Taopatch. I'm interested in the brain fog. Okay, everybody has it. Millennials get it. Older people get it. Younger people get it. Everybody gets it at one point or another. How does it work?
So there's lots of kind of reasons for any of the neuro disorders, or I'm just going to call it destabilization of your system and your nervous system specifically. The reason for why we have brain fog or anything else is our lifestyle is, for many of us, not ideal, right? We haven't evolved to be sitting on a chair for a huge part of the day inside. Our body needs light, it needs the sun exposure, it needs to not have EMF radiation around you, it needs to not have chemical pollution. And so all of these external stimuli just destabilize our system. And so one of the effects is your nervous system begins to not communicate as it's naturally meant. Let's say your posture is a result of sitting in a chair and hunched over your keyboard, for example, right? So brain fog is one of these other things that Taopatch can help, and this is because what it's doing is it's rewiring your neurons, your nervous system. And so one of the interesting things is most of the applications for Taopatch we've just literally stumbled upon. It was initially designed to treat muscle contractures, muscle spasms. One day, a doctor who was working with it in Italy decided to put it on a multiple sclerosis patient. And within minutes, they observed that the patient started walking straight, without assistance.
And there's a balance problem with people with multiple sclerosis as well.
Balance and movement. So and we'll talk about MS in a minute, but it's absolutely perfect for. Sorry, no, perfect is a big word. But if you go on our Facebook page or our site, you'll see the testimonials. I mean, it's incredible to see what this can do for.
And we have to. We should say that this is not a cure for any of these diseases. What it does is it works with the body to help relieve some of the symptoms, making life more comfortable. Correct. Would that be an accurate statement?
It would. I would say that one of the things we're careful about is we're not, let's say we're not a painkiller. So one of the things it does is it relieves pain, but it's not a painkiller in the sense that it masks the pain. And just hides it and creates another problem around it. It actually goes to the source of the problem. And so yes, we with them MS, for example, specifically, and so I'm going to get to your brain fog question. One of the reasons that we help MS patients, yes, we don't go to the source of MS. We don't cure the underlying issue of your immune system attracting the myelin, et cetera, et cetera. What we do is we address the underlying problem of balance and movement for those patients. So we kind of go to where the nervous system stops to function in a perfect, in a, let's say, normal way, and we help your brain remember what proper walking and movement is like, and kind of and rebuild those connections. And so actually people can over time stop wearing Taopatch and continue to, their brain keeps working.
So you don't have to wear this forever.
Yeah, so we haven't quite, every case is very different. So we don't really know how long you have to wear it until your system is completely rewired. Also, it can go back over time, and you need to kind of put it back on. This is very anecdotal at this point, so we don't have hard data around it.
Well, let me ask you something. So you just put one on your chest, and you've got one on your neck because you showed me that the other day. So you keep it on for a couple of days or a week and take it off, or a day? What's the recommendation?
So the recommendation is first week, you wear it for 4 hours a day. Second week, 8 hours. Third week, 16 hours. So you kind of double it every week. And then after the third week, you can wear it 24/7. I take mine off sometimes. You don't, and if you have a serious condition like MS, for instance, you want to wear it as much as you can. You can wear them in the shower. You can, after the third week, you can wear them in your sleep. They're virtually indestructible and waterproof, so you can.
And they'll last forever?
They last for 2 years or two and a half years.
Okay. Got it. That's very good. All right. Let's talk about the brain fog before.
I was just going to get back to that.
Let's before we forget about it because of brain fog.
Not a good example.
Okay. So where do you put it for brain fog? On your same places?
Same places. So it's in the beginning, these are the same places. Absolutely. Now, what I wanted to say about the brain fog, and kind of I very long-windedly started getting there. We kind of stumbled on the fact that it treats brain fog as well. We did have a study on MS patients, and we noticed that at the end of the study that people feel better. Just literally everybody in the population, like one of the takeaways of the study was they felt better at the end. So the emotional state improved. And then we also noticed, and it wasn't it wasn't on everyone, but we noticed some anecdotal evidence that it affects the brain waves. So over time,
wow.
The specific changes are your waking state delta waves go down, and your waking state beta waves go up. And so right now we're actually doing a study on a heart rate variability, and we're doing a study on kind of on the brain waves.
Are those being done in Italy, or
this was done in Italy? Yeah,
right.
And unfortunately,
they're FDA style studies.
That's right.
Right.
Yes.
Not that the FDA, in my opinion, knows what they're doing, but that's another story. I'm really fascinated. One of the people love it. I was reading some of the testimonials, and she, I think it was a woman, she cracked a toe, and she got some more, and she's putting them on her foot to relieve the pain from the broken toe, because there's not much you can do with a broken toe, right?
I didn't see that one, but
that's interesting, huh? All right, you're frozen there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Hold on. We'll catch up. Mark,
I'll move so.
Watch for this. Okay, good. Now I know where the edit point is. Okay. And I'll fix that. Let me get mine.
Well, sorry. Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Now the sun has moved yet again.
Well, let me know when to cut. Okay. So the application, the pain applications are really remarkable. And like I said, so we've what it's doing with the pain is it's not just masking the pain, it actually is addressing the root of the pain and fixing it. So about the brain back to the brain fog, we still seem to have, but despite despite everything we're doing to solve it. So the reason that it's the points for this there are these basic points. There's a specific protocol for focus and brain fog, and that one is we have to use a surgical mask, and you attach 5 of them to the surgical mask, and you place it on your head and strap it over your ears like this.
This is not for COVID-19 then. No.
So you can use we have a way of using a paper towel and
doing it. Gotcha.
But so you don't have to wear it on your head for all day. It's a 45 minutes a day protocol to help rewire your neurology. And you can also wear it, for instance, if you're working or studying, you can put it on and you start feeling more focused.
And then athletes, professional athletes, have been using it in clubs and on sports teams to excuse me, to enhance their performance.
Yep.
Right, and to maintain health so that they're not injured, or if they are injured, they heal faster.
Yeah, so we actually have, we're not allowed to mention the name of the team, but it's probably the most famous English Premier League soccer team uses it. And we have it in our contract that we're not allowed to talk about their name. But yeah, so we've done studies on this as well. We make people, or Taopatch makes people run faster and jump further. And we've also passed anti-doping certification. So there's nothing is getting released into your body. It's just literally just a very faint light. That's
so it's not like using a steroid to increase muscle mass, which obviously has serious side effects. So there are no side effects to this either.
Yeah, in Europe, we're classified as a class 1 medical device, which means it can be self-applied and there are no side effects. And we're still going through the FDA certification here in the US, but in Europe we've done that.
And well, if you've been approved there, you'll be approved here as well. You how did you discover this? Personal use? I know your partner, your co-founder for Taopatch here in the US is is he the one who found the product?
He's Italian, yeah. So he actually went to one of the seminars for the professionals that work with Taopatch in Italy. He discovered it. He got everybody in his family used it, and then we've started talking about the fact that this is a really amazing technology. It doesn't exist here or in the rest of the world, and also up until now, it had only been sold through doctors. So you needed a doctor prescription. And having a doctor is great because they can make sure it's placed on the right part of your body, and they can kind of do all these tests to measure the improvement. But it's really not that difficult to find. And so what we've done is on our website, once you get the patch, we'll send you a link to the directions, and it's very self-explanatory.
And it's very, very, very easy. Well, Dmitri didn't know this. He's sending me some samples, and I'm going to try it. And what we're going to do is we're going to wait a couple weeks after this, and then we're going to come back, and I'm going to give you some, honest opinions, because you didn't know we were going to do that, but we are.
Amazing.
Let's quickly talk about the Indiegogo campaign. You're raising money so that you can produce some more, bring more in.
It's not really that. We're not raising money. We're just letting people pre-order them. It's a way of. We're not the only ones doing that. So we have the products ready to ship. It's a way of kind of getting more exposure for the product. Basically you order it, but as soon as the campaign is over, we start shipping them. Gotcha. Well, but sort of the reason for that is we're also launching the new version of Taopatch. It's called Taopatch Pro, which is bigger, stronger, and it's more powerful.
Got it. So how much bigger is it? From a dime to
a little bigger dime.
A little bigger dime.
It's not that much bigger, yeah.
Gotcha. Dmitri, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it. We'll I look forward to catching up with you in a couple of weeks, and we'll talk about this again. Let's briefly go over some of the things that people are using Taopatch for. Athletes are using it. Biohackers are using it. Everybody's become a biohacker, okay? And so if you want to maintain health, you want to age gracefully, it could be for you. Chronic pain sufferers, and that's pain any place in the body.
There are different kinds. So anything muscle or joint related that's the direct.
Gotcha.
Case, and there's some others as well.
And then people with, I'm sorry?
But like joint or muscle, which is actually vast majority of pain in your body,
right.
That is like kind of what it's designed for.
Gotcha. The sun is keeps messing with my face, so I forgive me. People with multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's, Bell's palsy, cerebral palsy, and other neurological and neuromuscular disorders have used this not to cure it again, but to alleviate some of the symptoms. And there are many testimonials on the website. You can go to the website. We have it posted right here. And then everyone knows how good, having great posture is. Look at how Dmitri is sitting up straight and straight as an arrow. And I think that's great. So this is it's technology it's older technology, you told me the other day, yet it has a brand new application.
Well, what I find really beautiful about this is it's a combination of, the technology itself is several years old, but it's a combination of a relatively old technology of light therapy. I mean, people have been using it since the 70s, but and the other part is acupuncture, which is, to my knowledge, literally the oldest form of therapy on the planet. So it's kind of combining that ancient wisdom with something very new, like nanotechnology.
Got it. Dmitri, thank you for joining us here at Late Night Health. I'm Mark Alyn, and we've been talking about Taopatch. We will be back in a couple of weeks talking about Taopatch. We'll get some firsthand experience with it, okay? Again, thank you very much. I'm Mark Alyn. We'll see you next time.